No, it's good, man.
Listen to it. It sounds cool in the
Welcome to the
headphones.
420 Jizz podcast, guys. How you guys doing? Blackout Grappling with Vinny and David.
Awesome.
So, how you guys doing?
You're doing great, bro. I'm stoked to have you here.
Yeah,
I'm stoked to be here,
dude,
too.
I'm glad to be here.
Welcome to Orlando.
All right. Thank you guys for having me. We're posted up over here. So, what do you guys got going on for Blackout Grappling today?
Man, well, we
tomorrow?
just dumped out. We just had a new instructional drop with BJJ Fanatics and Fanatic Wrestling. It's the fifth instructional. Yeah, this one is hybrid cradle takedowns. We have a whole system where this last one where we've taken the cradle from standing on the feet, to it's a complete system using the cradle for a takedown, and then following through with the other different instructionals that we have. You can connect all the techniques. It's a complete system.
BJJ Fanatics, right? Under the what's the title?
You just type in Blackout Grappling, and the 5 instructionals will come up. And then you just kind of pick what you want. So just kind of quick, because I get this a lot. Guys are like, which one do I start with, or which one should I get? So we've designed it, kind of with that expectation. The first one is a complete system, the Blackout Grappling Hybrid Cradle System. It's pin and submit is the first one, and it is a complete system where some of the positions or techniques you can apply in gi. Just because you're wearing the material doesn't mean you can't chase the same submissions. And then the second installment was a gi cradle, which is, bro, the grip system in that is revolutionary. No one's done that before, and I'll say that right now. It is a 100% game changer if you're a wrestler and you're introduced to gi jiu-jitsu. Bro, it gives you a vantage or a position that you're familiar with or recognize, and it's just a jump off. But the gi system is specific for the gi. We use the material. We cradle with the material. We have a true gi cradle that's solidified, not just like bunched up. But anyways, then the next one is what we had talked about, the pressure tap, where it's just gnarly shit, bro. I think I even simulate murder, with the Y choke from the cradle. It's pretty fucking gnarly.
Nice.
And then we have one, bro, that I do believe is a game changer. And as well, the community is calling it like the new wrestler's guard. It's a strong application of wrestling from the bottom position. A half guard, butterfly, you name it, being smashed. But we look to sweep or reverse using the cradle from the bottom. So the fourth one is, hybrid bottom cradles. And then the last drop, like I said, is the hybrid cradle takedowns.
Nice.
Which is just, it's fire, bro. We've gone back. There is some creativity, but, a lot of these are, some traditional entries, wrestling, treetop cradles, that kind of thing, or, just how we approach, somewhat similar positions in jiu-jitsu and wrestling, the dog fight, whizzer, seatbelt, that kind of thing. So that's the list, and that's how they line up. But you can pick any one and run with it. But I will say the pressure taps is going to get you in fucking trouble on an open mat. No, the pressure taps is gnarly, bro.
Nice. All right, catch them out right there. Under what? BJJ Fanatics under Blackout Grappling.
Yeah.
All right. Nice.
Oh, that was sweet.
So let's see.
But yeah, that's what we got going on.
Nice. And Vinny, what about you?
Yeah, just that, coming off the instructional. We're gonna put on a seminar, and then just that, trying to get a little bit more back into the competition side of things.
Yeah,
been out of it for a minute since this whole COVID stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, just trying to get back in the gym, start getting big again.
Yeah, Mike, I think he's on deck for Subversiv Miami. We just shopping around, getting ready to start his camp. But we have a few things going on too. We have a big seminar. There's it's like a mega seminar. I have my friend Eli Knight coming in. Ryan Hoover, my friend Sean Doherty, who's supposed to be here. But yeah, it's just kind of like a joint seminar, trying to get as much information to the people as we can. We're kind of known for, just your the cradle and traditional submissions, transitions. But Vinny's got a whole series, pretty unique leg locking system coming off of the cradle. So we're fixing to exhibit that, debut that material. And we're actually, that is the next instructional that's on deck.
Nice. Hell yeah. I can't wait to see it, man.
Yeah,
Dude,
you
I
were
love the
saying,
cradle
yeah,
system, yeah.
I was stoked. You said that you use some
Yeah.
of the techniques. I was like, oh,
I
man.
I do. I was actually teaching this past, just like, it was yesterday, teaching the cradle, teaching a sweep going into the cradle, and man, that thing, when you cradle somebody, especially when you have both legs, it's like spreading their whole hips out and
Yeah.
groins and
It's
dude,
Yes.
it's a good stretcher, man.
Yeah, well, there's different positions, far side, near side, jackknife, or what they say is split cradle, that kind of, there's, it's not just the 1970s, I'm going to hold my opponent down, anymore. So, yeah, that's one of the things about the system itself, is that people are accustomed to just kind of being held there until they figure a way out, or the top guy gives up the hold. But it's a whole different ball game now.
Yeah. Before it was like all jiu-jitsu, right? Like a lot of it's just like about jiu-jitsu and everything. Everybody's just all about, what's the right technique of jiu-jitsu. But now, later in like the past few years, they started mimicking wrestling. Ever since they started seeing more wrestlers coming into jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
All those guys, right? So
So-
it's like now it's like you gotta have that wrestling, right? You gotta have that high level wrestling and mimic it and
Man.
putting it with your jiu-jitsu.
Yes, I'm stoked that you brought that up, because I have that was really the draw, or my experience, where I had a strong wrestling background. Was a wrestler first and foremost. I was introduced to catch wrestling in the submission game when I was younger, but it was just exposure. I wasn't allowed to lock joints, folk style, that kind of stuff. Freestyle matches, there's different reasons, or techniques, you're not forced to stand, you want to try and stall, that kind of stuff. But, as a fundamental or a base, the wrestling is strong. But I say, and I stand behind it, that, once you come up against, a submission fighter or a submission grappler, everything changes. A lot of that powerful, the wrestling in those positions can get you kind of caught up. Get you caught up. That's why I say a little too much wrestling in the beginning. You'll get caught up by a true submission artist.
But once you start playing with the jiu-jitsu and
Yes.
start learning the
traps and
all
baits,
that,
and
right?
then it's a different story. So that's what
Yeah.
I say is, for me, yes, I love the fact that I have a strong base in wrestling, but to most of to wrestlers out there, it's like, man, take the time and learn jiu-jitsu, understand it. It's a system that's really been built off of that threat, that dominant top guy, top assault, top position. The jiu-jitsu is that David and Goliath game. So I say, you think that you have the guy, you're going to run through him, you're going to end up getting choked, or you get your neck caught, or your arm taken,
Exactly.
That's what happened to me. I started training with Din Thomas early in the 2000s, and I would shoot on him, do what I could wrestling, but just ended up being submitted or trapped, and was like, man, I have to learn this.
Yeah, that's the same with me, because I came from a wrestling background too. But I was glad I wrestled, in high school, because it helped a lot with my jiu-jitsu.
Absolutely.
So like as I learned jiu-jitsu, it started going, it started connected together.
Yes.
You started seeing that chain wrestling and chain jiu-jitsu is both the same thing, and you started putting it together. It's like 1, 2, and 3, and then you started mixing up the numbers. It's like it starts to become powerful.
I love that part of it. That's where we're at right now. If you ask us, I'm a a wrestler that loves jiu-jitsu,
Yeah,
or I'm
like
a
for my
jiu-jitsu
kind of
jiu-jitsu
stuff, I was
artist.
Yeah.
a jiu-jitsu artist trying to go into wrestling.
Yeah, so then
Yeah.
I'm
So
also a
it really
jiu-jitsu
plays
artist
off
that knows how to fucking wrestle, So
Yep.
if people ask us, they ask Vinny all the time, oh yeah, dude, you know what? He's just like, man, I'm a
Jiu-jitsu,
hybrid grappler,
yeah, bro, like
hybrid grappler.
it's
Yeah.
so good.
And then it's really, you can't, it's evolving so fast where you really can't be just one dimensional even on the ground nowadays.
Yeah.
So I believe that you have to have a good mix, a good understanding of both, and respect it. Traditionally it has a kind of a oil and water relationship.
Yep. It does.
And I was a part of that. I really believed in wrestling. I always thought that it was just a little odd, that guys would sit down on their butt or would take that kind of like submissive position or lower post, or art of war. You always want to be higher position, that
Yep.
kind of that mindset or that position. And it was just odd to me that guys would just sit, but now I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I always say like, man, why don't you just freaking wrestle first?
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, I still do it. Cause like I don't sit down. I mean, I sit down sometimes, but like it's rarely. I'll wrestle first.
Yeah, and then that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, the takedown changes the
Yeah.
game, bro, and then
'Cause,
that
like,
really makes you
yeah.
an evolved grappler.
Exactly.
But
Guys sit down, and I used to do that as a kid all the time.
Yeah.
When I started standing up, I was like, "This is a game
It's a
changer,
it's
bro."
a different game.
But that's what we were saying. So this is kind of cool because that's the idea of this new, or the purpose behind this new instructional that just dropped is just that, where nowadays like a lot of takedowns are I don't want to say like neglected, or it's just approached a little different based on guys being so good on the ground nowadays. You take a guy down, and I will say the majority of the time, you're pushing the guy into a seated or guard ready position. You use a wrestling takedown, inside trip. You end up in a closed guard. So with the cradle application while you're on your feet, we do that in order to kind of get control of the scramble, or land in an advantageous position once you go to the ground, and just the use of the cradle. We kind of, a lot of times when you hit the ground, guys are, they'll just sit or turn to face you. They'll accept the takedown, but they just put them, you just put them in a butterfly or or a half guard or position.
Yep.
But so that's the idea with that we use, why we use the cradle, in order to just kind of get control of the scramble once it goes to the ground.
Yeah, and that's like once you get control, and it's like they hate the pressure. They hate that freaking grinding on the chin. They hate that.
So we have one of those as well. That it was our third instructional. This little rascal, he was just kind of doing dirty stuff, to some of our, opponents and training partners. And that's how we came up with the pressure taps. It's, it's basically all the dirtiest stuff that you can do to your opponent legally and maybe not legally. It depends on when the ref is looking. But yeah, it's a whole pressure tap system, just getting guys to break due to legal discomfort, physical pain. Like,
and when they do break, it's like, man, they get them like they're breathing so hard, like you took their soul or something.
It's better than a submission, bro. When they break, you're like, okay.
Yes, it is better than just like clean taking an arm, just driving.
Because you're just like slowly taking their breath away, It's
you're
like,
in complete control,
yeah.
And
So
as
fun.
much as everyone's smiling and laughing, at the end of it, they're hating you.
Yeah,
That drive home is a nasty one, bro. Like,
because you've been through it, and now you know how they feel.
Yes.
Bro. That's what I say. Everyone's got to take their lumps,
Exactly. Everybody got to get initiated at some
bro.
point.
Yeah, well, and then technically, it creates a different form of like discomfort or frustration. Like I say, a traditional knee on the belly is knee on the belly, and as a bottom player, you have an opportunity to remove the knee, shrimp out, push away, or attack the leg, that kind of thing. Where once you apply the cradle to that situation, bro, they're not removing the knee.
No.
Their neck is getting cranked.
Yeah.
You know, they are, up under their own gooch. I mean, it's a terrible spot to be in. And then the top guy is just, there's no threat of being really like off balanced or, the opponent really getting back into it without a true defensive reaction, so you just kind of sit there and watch as you put your knee on their neck.
So what made you so deep into the cradle? Like, what got you started with the cradle?
So there's a little bit there's kind of a couple things, like historically, everyone talks about, in the grappling community, the match between Rickson and Mark Schultz. I don't know of any real video documentation, just other than the both of them telling the story of them meeting up and Mark them having a in-house match, and Mark holding Rickson in a cradle for some roughly around 30 minutes is what they say, until Mark's grip gave out, and then Rickson turned and triangled him. But in that time span, Rickson, who was one, or if not the top grappler, submission artist at the time, didn't have an answer physically. He couldn't break the grip.
Oh wow!
And then technically, with all of the jiu-jitsu and knowledge, he didn't have a way to respond to it, scientifically. So he just kind of played the complacent card, or waited it out until Mark couldn't hold it any longer, and then he broke out. So we believe that, if he would have had, let's kind of fast forward, and if he would have had some of this information at the time, maybe we would all be wearing singlets and wrestling shoes instead of gis and belts. But the potential is there. And then also, in my experience, and training with Dean and stuff, just finding myself in that position, and then not knowing kind of where to go with it, just as everyone else was. And then without making it a long story, I started training gi, and because of it slowing down the pace or the action, everything just started to present itself. And then once we got just into the flow, everything just started presenting itself. There was and then there was a lot of homework too. Hey, what about this submission? Okay, let's find a way to connect the two of them. And then I will say a majority of it is that organically rolling around, and then from the cradle, limbs being exposed, or just trying different things, and then going back and then really putting things together, or Vincent coming to me with some ideas, and then I say, well, how would your opponent really react? That's one of the important things to know about this. This ain't no fucking circus dog and pony show thing. This is where all these techniques are built or based on your opponent's reactions. And then the homework done is just that, the exploration of how guys react to being in that situation, from the confinement, from the frustration, or from the discomfort as well. It's never been it's weaponized now, and then it's a threat. So now that when you're cradled, you're not thinking, I'll wait till this guy's done, or I'm gonna break out. You don't want to expose your limbs. You don't know what's coming. So it's a game changer.
Hell yeah!
Okay, I'm gonna rip this.
You rip it. You ripped it. That was a good story.
Talk to him.
Loved it. So Vinny, what made you want to get in wrestling with your dad?
So
he's a jiu-jitsu kid.
I'm a straight jiu-jitsu guy. We started from kind of we started kind of from just straight jiu-jitsu classes, and then he started teaching no-gi, which implemented a little bit of that real.
I had opportunity to use my wrestling,
and then I was because I just traditionally played like guard or like inverted games,
purist.
just like but real from like bottom position. But when we started to do takedowns, it was kind of like a element of what I didn't know because I was real young. Never really wanted to dip my feet in that kind of water because it was intimidating,
grimy,
bro.
Yeah.
So I was like, but as I got older, I had experienced myself a little bit more in those positions, and so I didn't want to be like in the unknown. And I came to him and was like, hey, I know you've played that kind of like folk style wrestling in traditional high school game, but this is way in like middle school. And my middle school, we don't have any wrestling or none of that. It's only high school. You start in like in 9th grade kind of thing.
Yeah, there's a different.
And then my high school as well didn't really have a good career.
I
So like I was like, I didn't really want to go on that team because of how pure my grappling, and I really wanted to understand like it as its system from high level people. So when I came to him, it was just that really for the understanding of that,
how to use it in a submission game.
Because everyone that I knew was just had that like wrestling, and then you would get stuck in guard, and then I was like, bro, this isn't for me, because I was the guy that was putting people in guard. And I was like, dude, that's just gonna put me in a trap, So we kind of came towards like understand, like he gave me those little tips and tricks for the takedowns, and then that's where we started to implement a little bit of like his cradle game. And then I was like, I love it because it was implementing that strong pressure from the takedowns that we were working on and really played off of it. But yeah, that's really how I wanted to like introduce myself towards it, because I was a submission artist, I didn't really want to be stuck in that wrestling. Like
I didn't want him to really go away that far from jiu-jitsu, or the submission game,
because I loved it. Like that was my thing,
But in order to be successful with, your, like he's saying, basic or fundamental wrestling, you have to have an understanding of the submission game. And
then my opponents weren't wrestlers. Like I was playing with guys that were, and then that's the evolution of like how the MMA's changed and a little bit of that.
So
I'm a kid now, like bro, at that age.
If the guys don't fear the pin, so they play it different. They're not afraid to go to their back. And then a lot of guys are good off of their back. So that's how we feel, to really, how you started this conversation off with the trend of wrestling or it needing to be there. I often say just, like when guys are like, yeah, I'm practicing my wrestling, or I'm trying to, mix it up. And it's like, well, it's not just like I'm trying to do this wrestling technique. You have to take this wrestling technique or position and see how it works in the submission world, based on a guy not having to go to or stay on a bottom referee's position, because he doesn't want to go to his back. Bro, they don't fear the pin now, and guys will just sit. And it's not a bad thing, because like I said, I've trained, we were talking about it. I have friends that are, have a strong berimbolo game, and I love it. Although I'm a, hardcore, wrestler at heart. I love that kind of stuff, because it's been built off of a true threat of wrestling. But the jiu-jitsu evolves quick, and I think that's where it's all headed now, is just like a true mix of wrestling, submission, grappling, jiu-jitsu. But I do feel like when we're talking about the submission, grappling stuff, that's a whole world of catch wrestling, and
then they're adding EBI, combat jiu-jitsu. They're adding everything, so it's just like evolving.
Congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
Combat jits. He was saying how it was cool. This guy, he's like, man, my finger hurts from doing the slaps.
Bro, dude, I may have sprained my hand right now, though, so it's like it's kind of hurting.
Gangster, bro.
But,
I'm waiting for Vincent to come home and say that.
No.
Bro,
that's intimidating, dude. I
so Mike asked you to grapple on Subversiv,
yeah,
right? Did he ask you to grapple on Subversive?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a little
sorry.
bit. We're just trying to get that a little
Yeah.
bit like set up and stuff. Which
Yeah,
is
let's
super
hopefully
cool.
do.
I
Yeah,
know,
so-
I'm
I think I'm doing.
excited,
I think
bro, yeah.
he asked me to do it too, so I'm
Fire.
hoping to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
Sam said last night that he
Yeah.
was going to do that. That's so he
That's
on-
it's a great
on
like
deck for
It's
that.
an awesome event.
Bro.
Yeah, I love it.
Subversive was
So,
dope
yes,
as hell.
let's just say
it's
that.
always been dope, you know,
It's always
since
been
day
good.
one. So.
Huge
He
shout
puts on
out.
a good time.
Yeah,
Right.
and I met Mike. Man, it was crazy because I met when we both started our company. It was he was starting YM, he was barely starting Subversive, and I was starting my 420 Jits and all that. And then he hits me up and he's like, "Yo, bro, I think we got like the same concept. We're going towards." I'm like, "Hell yeah, bro, let's do it." Yo,
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
"Yo, I got a Fit Hunt Expo." And shit, you want to come out to this one, dude? And then I have some jujitsu and shit doing it. So he came out, you know, and then he sold all his stuff,
Very
you know,
cool.
and then, so it was good. It was like barely, and it was like the cannabis was barely getting legal. CBD was barely federally legal that same week,
Wow,
too.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so,
Cutting edge.
yeah,
So that's
it was
good,
the
bro.
cutting edge of it. So me and him have been growing together for a long time since the cannabis became, you know, legitimately legal.
Yeah, I make
you know.
jokes. That's what I'm saying. I've been like through it now. I'm
Yeah.
like, "Ooh," I can be like to my kids, "Hey, I was smoking when it was."
So it was
It's
like,
great,
yeah,
yeah.
Mike's an awesome dude,
Yes,
man.
huge,
And,
like I said,
takes
he-
care of everybody.
Big
good.
shout out to Mike,
Yeah,
the
big shout
Subversive
and
fam.
Fight to Win and Seth and all those guys, man. They put on an awesome show.
Yes, it-
Subversive again, December 3rd, right?
Is that when it is? I have
It
man.
is.
That date is news to me. I'm
Yeah.
excited about that. So now we know an end date. You know,
That's
for
dope.
your camp.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go run after this.
So what do you plan on that? Do you want to take him out to like the other bigger guys and the bigger schools out there?
So we have friends in the community, kind of up the East Coast. We have some guys down south. Even so, just our students. They give us tough roles, but you know how that camps and training goes. You got to kind of change gears a little bit.
Yep.
So we do have some friends up in the Ohio area, a couple guys down south in the West Palm area. Quentin's up in Georgia.
Nice.
I just have some guys that we're just trying to line up, and then I'll take them on the road.
Yeah, if you guys want to come up for like up to Utah, up in the cabins for like a 10,000 elevation training.
Yeah, that sounds awesome, bro. Yeah. That's real training.
We could stay out in the mountains.
Man, that's
Fire.
hardcore.
like
Yeah.
yeah.
That's dope, though.
Well,
That was
we
pretty
did.
dope.
I had a seminar out in Colorado, man, and it was kind of funny because I could feel the altitude.
Yeah, bro. In the
Yeah.
chest, everyone was like, "Oh,
I was breathing heavy, just talking. But yeah, the Subversive is I did the December 3rd. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Man, that the last one was epic.
Dude,
it was
dope.
radical.
Man, that whole scene, congrats to Team Autos for winning.
Yeah. The action was rad. I mean, it was
Yeah.
a really good show.
It's always a good show, and even all the other shows were good,
it was rad.
Who else was there? They had what's the name? Willpower.
Yeah, man,
Oh.
he was cool. Really
He
cool
was
dude.
an awesome dude too.
Uh-huh.
And then we were just
It was
like,
cool to meet
Brandon
him.
McCaffrey,
Brandon.
and Rob.
He's
Rob
hysterical.
Black, they're all
Yeah.
they're both.
I had a nice conversation with Robin. It was really cool to meet everyone. I'm
Yeah.
grateful that Mike.
And you got
Mike
epic
brought us
rolls
out.
too.
Man,
Big rolls.
Matt knows. If he
Matt.
listens to this, he knows we're bros. We had a nice
Yo.
time. Yeah, the three of us got locked in.
He's dope guy.
Yeah, really cool guy.
Yeah.
Great products, and then whatever the universe had planned for us. I actually, I know Harley Flanagan from Cro-Mags. We were kind of pen pals for a little while, but I met him up at Henzo Gracie's, and like I said, we started to write each other and trade information and kind of stuff. It was cool, but long story short, we had an opportunity to do these instructionals, and BJJ Fanatics was like, you have to name all the, you got to name your positions. You have to. I was like, dude, but okay, this is my chance. So I was like, what's my favorite band or what? So I named. We have a Smash Pass. You say you use it. It's the Cro-Mag Pass, and a lot of guys they call it that and use it and note it as that is fucking cool as shit. But I had Harley caught wind of it and was like, bro, thank you, it's so cool, blah blah blah, all this, it was great, awesome. And then he goes, so the next time you do a video, he goes, you can do it in the Chromag gi. And I was like, holy shit, it was a really cool story,
Nice.
So I was all excited, and when I was out in California, I was talking to Matt, and we were talking music, and I was like, yeah, man, it's kind of cool. I have, I met Harley. I've had some interaction with them and stuff. I have a move called, and he goes, wait a second. He goes, you and Vincent? He goes, you are the guys. I was like, what are you talking? He goes, dude, he makes the Chromag gis, the best, they have a new one coming out, the Best Wish Epic Roll,
Nice.
they design all that stuff.
Oh, hell yeah.
With the giant explosion, the nuclear explosion.
I did see that one.
The
That was
rash
dope.
guards,
Yeah.
yes, all that
shit.
stuff. So Harley had Harley had already messaged him a couple weeks ago and saying, hey, there's this father and son, these guys out of Florida, they do a bunch of Cradle shit. He's like, I love it, whatever, you got to send him geese, and all this. So Matt was like, it's you guys. It was fucking cool. Oh, I'm getting
I think
goosebumps.
Matt was telling me that story. That's so funny.
He tried to call. He tried to call Harley, but I'm pretty sure he's in New York and we were in California.
That's so crazy.
I was like, don't call him, bro. It's like 3 a.m, man. But
Small
yes.
universe.
Yeah. So I said that, bro. I was like, well, hey, I mean, how cool is this? So
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm fully connected with that one. It's like,
it was awesome, bro. I had a great time. I met Brandon. Brandon's like, what's your guys' story? And it's like, well, huh? And it's like, listen, we're all connected on Instagram. He goes, well, what do you guys do? I go, well, I like long walks on the beach, volleyball, but puppies. No, it was cool, bro. It was a really nice time, man. The action was fire. Mike was super hospitable. Like, we had front row
Took
seats.
care of everybody.
Yes.
Him and Manny.
yeah, bro, it was so cool. And then literally, like, for my events, that was kind of the first one. I was like front stage. I was like, bro, this is intense.
You could hear them too.
Yeah.
The girls were on fire. Fiona.
Yeah,
Bro, she was killing
Fiona
it,
and
bro.
Paige.
bro.
Dude. Paige is so strong, man, and Fiona's strong. Those
It was
guys.
great exhibition, bro.
I've rolled with Paige before, and she
Really?
is
Really?
super strong.
Wow, that's great,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
She fucking
The
hit me in
heart
arm
on
bar.
all of them, bro. It's just like, wow.
Yes, and then it was very entertaining. As you know how when you're rolling, you're just in your own world or whatever. But they were putting on a show for everyone. It was great.
Yeah, they were phenomenal, man. Like that was one of my favorite matches right there. Was her and Paige. They had like back to back.
But you know what was what was kind of cool, or the common thread, and then not to whatever the fuck, but swing back around to it is just that the exhibition of there was a lot of wrestling. I mean, it's a no gi event, but the body lock,
there was a lot
the
of
body
wrestling,
lock was like the move of the technique of the night. The pressure pass.
Sloan uses that a lot too, man.
Yeah.
Sloan is a fucking crazy. His strength.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever rolled him, man, his strength is like, dude, literally like a caveman trying to grab your ass.
All
That's why
those
they call him
guys,
the caveman.
Yeah.
all those dudes looked like they were ready to pop, bro.
I
They were like,
Love those guys. Hey, shout out to Paige and Sloan, man. Those
Yes.
guys are awesome, man.
well, it's cool too because he is a fan of catch wrestling. I know that he won so Scientific Wrestling. They put on catch tournaments, King of Catch Wrestling, and I know that a few months ago he won it. He just dropped in on it and took it. It was cool.
Nice. Congrats on that.
Congrats, Sloan. Like, it's rad just because, and again, to see like high level guys really believing in a strong wrestling presence within their game. It's killer.
I love it.
Oh, you're gonna take a rip now?
Another rip. Yep.
Uh-huh.
I'm saying congrats to Sloan, so I'm taking a rip for him.
Right on. Yeah, that's
And
cool.
congrats to Paige on all their success.
Yes.
Dude, I've seen them grow since from 10th Planet too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I moved out there for like a whole year, and then I trained out there with those guys for like a few months and all that. I think it was close to like 8 months or 6 months or something like that. But dude, it was awesome, man.
It was pretty
I
intense.
grew my skills so much with those guys, and those guys have smashed me, and
Oh yeah.
they helped me grow fast.
Yeah. It's tough. It's there's a strong scene out there. Florida has has a pretty deep pool as well. It's just a big state. But the level changes a little bit. Once you get out to Cal.
Yeah, it does. And then, man, shout out to all those guys, man.
Mm-hmm.
They're monsters, and I can't wait to go back after I get everything done.
Yeah, it's going to be cool to have everybody here in our backyard in December.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
December, man, and it's going to be in Miami, Florida.
Yes. Uh-huh.
That's going to be epic.
It's close. I call it backyard.
Yeah.
That's why I said, like, if you come, if you meet us and we invite and you come to Florida, you can't leave the state without seeing us. Or if you do,
and I'll be back too.
If you do, don't cross the road in front of us.
And then I also, if all the athletes are out there looking for like legitimate stem cells at an FDA level with the doctors and everything. I work with these Neobiosis
that's
stem
why you're
cells
here.
regenerative
That's incredible.
medicine. Yeah, and so we have the grand opening of their lab at the Gainesville Regenerative Medicine. Over there, and so it's their grand opening.
Bro, that's
they
impressive.
invited me out. So these guys sponsored me with stem cells, right?
Yes.
And so what they did is they make these. They took this, squeezed it out, and then they stir it up, take out all the bad cells and all that. And so, and then after they make sure it's all clean and everything for human growth, they injected it into, because I had a labrum tear.
Yeah,
and so
you were saying.
Yeah, and then they injected it
was...
into my shoulder, and man, it's like literally you're putting a baby cell inside your ripped, torn area.
The science is incredible.
And it regrows it. So it's like you gotta really baby it. Like you gotta treat it like it's a baby. Like it goes from a baby to a toddler to adult.
Wow.
Right? So it's like that's how you gotta treat it.
Yeah.
Like when you're in therapy, that's how you gotta treat it. You gotta really go ease it out until it grows back together.
What an incredible process.
Yeah, and so these guys invited me out for their grand opening, and and they're legit at FDA level. They have ties with like Tom Brady, with like the NBAs,
right?
With a lot of those guys.
Is it becoming more accessible to just say people that are, I don't want to say common folk, but just, say hobbyists or people that are.
So that's what they want to make it for. They want to
Mm-hmm.
make it really easier and more accessible for athletes to come get it, for normal people.
Yeah, say like you're old dude, your knees blown out,
So
you don't want to have some kind of surgery.
And so they offer these, they train these doctors around the United States so that you don't have to go out of the country to go get it.
Right.
So that it may cost more, but you're getting real product, because when you go out of the country,
I do know that people do that.
Yeah, you don't know if it's fake or not, and so a lot of people like will come back like it didn't work. So it's like that's why there's a big stigmatism between it, FDA and all that. And so, but these guys actually work with the actual FDA, and it's incredible. Yeah, it's incredible. So they want to give it accessible, so they train these doctors in town. It's like but your money is worth your health.
Sure.
So
man,
it's like
100%.
If I could afford to pay my knee again, right?
Yeah.
Then I will. Or this one. You would, right?
I would, bro.
That's that's your life. That's your career.
I know, Samson. Can I get a shot? Yes. It's incredible. The
check
science
him out.
And the opportunity to have that kind of like recovery. It's you're talking to someone that just is, ice and heat, 15 on, 15 off. Give me some bio-freeze and spray it on there or something, But to have that opportunity to be like, truly healed or recovered. And almost, like you said, it works better than the other side now.
Oh, yeah. Dude, it's like I have full range of motion now. It's like, it's insane, man. Like, dude, and then I don't get because like I got stabbed.
I gotta keep that arm away from my neck,
here, right? And so when I got stabbed, it hit a nerve, and it just it would always numb my shoulder.
Fucking gangster.
Like, every time I was fighting or training, like I only could throw like a few punches, boom, boom, and then like it would numb my shoulder, right? Like I could train for like
The
a
nerves
couple
were gone.
hours, and then like going nonstop, and then like nerves. It's like, oh, I have to stop a little bit, shake it off, and then go again.
Go again.
Like even in a fight, I'll boom boom, I'll shake it off her, go again. You know, and then
So now that feeling's went away a little bit.
that feeling's that's not even there.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's flapping his arms
So
like a
cool,
bird.
bro.
Like,
Yeah, so they injected that and stuff in me, and so it gives it 7 months and baby it, and then 7 months it was
so
Yeah, that only
is there
one
a
session?
when you say
yeah,
that
one
Nice.
session.
Cool.
is that but when you say that like you what's the time that you have to wait before you can start to exercise it? Just out of
Probably
curiosity.
so you have to wait at least 3 months to even do therapy.
Right, that's
and
what I'm
then, yeah, and then after the 6 months you start to lift. You know, after the 3 months you start to do therapy for like 2 months, and then you go start put weights.
Ah,
You know,
right
and then you slowly, but you don't put like major weight, right? You
No,
put like
no, no.
probably 0.5
Sure.
or
Sure.
5 pounds. So it's like, I really babied it, but after that 7 month, because that's when they say like you're gonna really feel good.
yeah.
So that's when you'll know when it is. Even 6 months, you don't go hard.
Then it
7
does-
months.
Right at that.
It's
Right.
right at that
Dink,
pinpoint.
you're like,
man. It
okay.
was crazy because that's what they told me. And then right at that 7 months, because I recorded, I've been recording and documenting it too. And so right at that 7 months, it was like, damn, they were fucking right.
Right, and then
Yeah.
it does a boost
Yeah.
the
Yep.
the
And then I had 80cc, which was like 2 months later, and that was recent, right? And
That's
so now I'm feeling good, dude. Like my arm is way better than my
and
old
build a
side.
confidence boost
Yeah.
as well.
So it's
Yeah.
been a year now. So
And then that from your recent fight, did you not feel anything?
I didn't feel anything.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's great.
it's crazy.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah, so my recent combat jiu-jitsu fight, I didn't have anything, so it's like, man, it's super dope. I'm excited to have these guys. So if any athletes out there, are looking to like find stem cells, contact Dr. Ian White, from Neobiosis and the College of Regenerative Medicine. Tell them that I sent you, and we'll take care of you. We'll provide you guys with like the right doctors to attend to, or like making sure
Especially
you guys are
domestic,
taken care
too,
of.
bro.
Yeah,
No,
Domestic
that's
is
incredible.
important,
Yep,
like,
yep.
that's-
It's
and
great.
then it's
And so-
legit too from
Yeah.
experience, even so.
yeah. And so contact them. So
Awesome, that's rad. Yeah, you're talking to someone like I said. I bend down to tie my shoes and shit's popping and clicking.
yeah,
I go
And
to
then-
the gym with him. I just
Yeah.
hear two poles going.
yeah.
Down.
They even have
man.
this. So after the stem cells, they want to inject you with more stem cells, but through an IV. So it goes through your whole blood.
Hook me
That's
up.
Yeah. So you're just like,
I need to
I
So
just
you're
go
like-
through it. Yeah.
two
I'm
bagger.
like a fucking cyborg.
Yeah, that's what I say. Like Bane, hook me. I need 2 bags.
Yeah,
you
Bane
know?
right there. That's Bane right there. But dude, yeah, I'm very blessed to.
Yeah, that's
those
cool
guys.
too. And then that's what I was saying. It's I guess you said they've been going at it for like 10 years, but the availability to say like affordable or public,
Yeah,
or just
affordable.
say someone that is a hobbyist, not maybe maybe they're serious about training and but not a professional. I mean, like I'm going to go with you. Hey, whatever's left in the bag.
So these guys, BioPro.
Yeah, I've been watching you take
BioPro
that.
protein technology, man. They sponsor me, so I'm gonna document them just like how I documented my shoulder too. So
It's good.
I'm in on a week now with them, so it's like.
You
Like,
took
I'm
it was sleep
feeling like
last night.
Natural. Yeah, I took the sleep one. I took the morning one. So Mike calls me, bro, you got to take this stuff. This stuff is great. I was like,
Is
"All
Mike
right."
taking it and
Yeah,
stuff
Mike's
too? I bet
taking it.
all you guys.
He does everything. Yeah.
Good.
It's like
I take weed.
Yeah,
No, sorry.
it's like growth factors that are extracted directly from mammalian tissue.
Does it make your hair grow back? I knew.
I don't know. Let's see. We'll see.
bro.
I'm documenting right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should be like they are molecularly identical.
No, it's
what your
good,
body
bro,
naturally
because
produces.
I mean, whatever is going on in the jiu-jitsu community, this is a healthier or safer alternative, I'm assuming.
Yeah, yep.
I'm just trying to eat my fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, that's what I usually
But-
do. I don't even take too much protein.
Oh no, I do. I
I
take
do
a
take my
lot, but
proteins.
as
But
far as
to
like
have a good
supplement
source,
or
yeah,
something,
like it's great.
Yeah.
But shout out to these guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see the full results
I
of
would like to
how
try
I feel.
it.
You know, everything's been going good. I've been waking up nice. I've been I've been having natural energy.
How's your rolls and
So,
stuff?
my rolls is longer.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Because
Uh-huh.
we do like,
That's good. It
we
acts
do
for
like
the cardio.
8 to 10 minute rounds. You know, so we go or sometimes 15.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't even
I
count.
like the long roll, man.
yeah,
but-
you know.
Sometimes we put on like a 12-minute song. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, they know when when Tool starts, they're like, this fucking guy.
yeah. But it's never under 8 minutes though. For
No,
sure.
well,
'cause
so-
that
Always long
even
round.
like you said.
But I will say though, we have had a little bit of an issue where we do the 5-minute clock because I need guys to assess where they're at, like in a, competitive or
Yeah.
tournaments. They're just quick 5 minutes. They just slam them back to back. So I have with the longer roll, we were kind of doing it for. Conditioning and just trying to settle in with the game. But in 5-minute match, you don't have that much time. So we do the 5-minute clock or 5-minute song and go hard and approach it as if it is a match.
Yeah.
That way you're not just sitting on the bottom and waiting.
Yeah,
You got to maybe create something. You could be down, or if
Yeah.
you're stuck in a closed guard and there's 30 seconds left. So
Yep.
we do that for like competitive training.
Yeah,
or
I like
competition
that. Yeah.
training. But
Sometimes we just let it go. We don't even just count it. That's
the real roll.
Yeah, that way.
well, I tell him, man, it's not like the Cobra Kai shit, but I do tell him, bro, when it goes, boom, pow. The
Yeah.
first one, get him.
That's
on the
the
first
real one, bro.
And then everybody can laugh and shake hands and be like, oh, okay, cool. Okay, then we go again. But it's like, I got you, bitch.
Yeah. That's why I love jiu-jitsu. It's like you
Yes.
gotta enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, I
It's
tap you
fun.
out, you tap me out. Fuck
It's
it.
great.
We're gonna fucking get
great.
you. You get to just talk shit to each other.
Yeah,
Afterwards.
yeah.
Yeah, and then even I enjoy that. Some guys it's a funny meme about the spazzy white belt or the new guy or the
Yeah.
aggressive wrestler. But I love those moments. I love that that challenge. It's not just about dominating this dude or something. It's about you have an opportunity to educate them. Through movement, and I say that too about jiu-jitsu and stuff. It's you learn it. It's like when they tell you, hey, don't touch the stove, and you look up and you go, oh, I'm gonna touch the stove.
You touched the soul.
Yeah. So it's it's a very learn the hard way,
Yeah.
art.
Yeah, I love it. It's like the life.
Yeah.
This is why we do what we do, because you continue to find find ways to brand yourself in that way, so you could live that life.
Absolutely. It transfers to multiple life situations.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things like you can deal with that situation on the mat. If you have a little bit more of grace, as that adheres to a life situation or circumstance. So I believe that we do learn through that. We do learn through the intensity of the rolls or the movement or the challenges or the obstacles. I was teaching kids for a little while, and I would say that it's like you have a project, you have to do it. You have to figure a way to get through it. It's just the same if you're stuck in a bad position,
Yeah.
But yeah, it is for sure a way of life for us. That's what I was saying about Vincent. Last night, he's just really he's grown up in it. And doesn't know really any different. So anything else to him is super cool,
Yeah,
and he just
yeah.
wants to do that and not
dog.
jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. But-
He's been carrying my surfboards around, like planning surf trips.
Bro,
I'm
I
like,
got
bro,
2 surf trips in the book.
I know. It's like, hey, dude,
It's
you
all
have
right.
a camp, and every time I try to, he's like, I want to go do this, and I bring up jiu-jitsu. It's like, there he goes, checking out.
I got shit out there. But nah, yeah. Gotta get serious for these camps. Though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta get
Yeah.
serious. for
Mhm.
sure.
Well, I mean, that gives you opportunity to do what you want to do and stuff.
Yeah, you
it's
gotta-
but so it is. It's a lifestyle for us.
It is.
and I'm grateful for it, you know. And then I say that too, as you know, when I was his age, man, it was the same for me. I had all these opportunities, you know, because of wrestling and grappling, and you know, I just lived a little bit of a different lifestyle. I had bigger, different plans, you know. I just wanted to go and surf the world, but yeah, you know, it's because of that you have these, you know, those opportunities.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You give a lot to live it.
Yeah. So as much as I try to get away from it, now
Yeah.
here I am. It's, you know, my life. It's my
Yeah.
job. You know, it's my son's
Same.
future. You know, it's a brand.
Yep.
It's everything.
Same here. And
It's an innovative, game changing
Yeah.
system. You know.
That's why I'm excited to meet Mike, because like without Mike, I would have never met you guys either.
Yeah. So that's what we were talking
Mike's
about that
Mike's
last night.
Awesome networking guy too. And
Yeah.
the thing is, network is a powerful thing because everybody's connected in some way, right? And so when you meet somebody like Mike, and then you meet somebody like me or you or Matt,
yeah,
you know, or
absolutely.
Robin or Brandon,
Will,
it's like,
yeah, it
holy
was cool as
shit,
shit.
boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
just
yeah.
fucking through an empire, you know?
Yes.
That's what's dope about it, how everyone's playing and like benefiting with each other. It's great.
Yeah. You know, and then
It's like you teach each other, and it's like you learn from each other.
or have had the same experiences and can relate. You know, like Mike and I, you know, we hover on the same parallel, you know, family life, that kind of stuff. So, you know, we've had different conversations outside of jiu-jitsu or weed, not too far, but but no, just you know, it was real personable. It was you know, it was cool to be out there. And that the value of networking or being able to connect faces with names and you know,
How small the world is.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
community. We're all
It is.
tight.
It's crazy,
I know,
huh?
yeah. You're
Like-
like, this guy is like the biggest, and he's just
like,
walking
yeah.
by me. Okay.
yeah.
But
Like we were hanging
What's up,
out.
dog?
Yeah, I was hanging out with Eddie, and he's just, you know, was going on talking about the Courtney Love conspiracy documentary. It was like, it was so cool because it wasn't, you know, we were all hanging out, just chilling, but it wasn't about, you know, grappling or jiu-jitsu, you know, just people being people. It was rad.
Man,
And then we were both there for the sessions, which was
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
He's awesome.
What was it? It was like an 8-man. It was like an 8-man infinity sign or
Yeah.
circle. That, you know, it was so cool.
As a kid that's been in a group, like we all need to be one.
Yeah.
Everyone started going yink like that. It's great.
Well,
It's like,
everybody
man,
was super
super hot.
high.
Yeah.
After the fucking second time that joint went around, you know, everyone
Dude,
just started like.
that was
"Ooh."
some fire from Insane too.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
Great.
was cool.
Gosh,
you know,
dog.
Mike.
That was insane. Like
It was.
Insane was insane.
Straight up.
The weed.
It was like B Real's herb or something.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
what
His own growth.
Yes, it was rad. And then again, thank you to Mike for creating that, you know,
Yeah.
opportunity or bringing that, you know, that event that incorporated, you know, the weed industry or, you know,
Yep.
it's really progressive and for sure something that's, you know, he's raised the bar or set the staple.
Yeah,
know?
you know,
It's-
weed and jiu-jitsu is not a bad thing. It helps.
No.
It's always good for everybody. And now it's like, shit, everybody does it.
Yeah, so it was.
That
I
community
you know,
is
I was like
you're
that. Like
saying,
so,
it's changed.
when we were first starting out, you know, my professor, my friend, my instructor, the guy I learned, you know, gi jiu-jitsu from, yeah, he you know, yeah, he likes to smoke weed stuff, but but his like, you know, to go like, shh, don't tell nobody, that kind of stuff, you know, is
Yeah.
but I have a giant weed tattoo on my back, and then he was the first to show it off to
Yeah, hey, thank you to Subversiv and Mike and everybody. It was an awesome time. Congrats to Team Atos. You know, you guys are all amazing, man. You guys won it 3 times in a row, right?
Oh yeah,
Consecutive times.
incredible show.
Thank you, Manny, again. Manny and Mike.
Yeah.
That was a high moment right there. I got
I know.
But thank you, Manny and Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
You
Thank
guys
you,
are
man.
awesome.
Yeah.
Let me take this hit before,
Yeah, you
first
can take
before
the
I
hit.
close out with the sponsors.
Yeah, it was a rad event. You know, it was an honor to be there. Mike did a great job, you know, opening the doors to everyone. You know, it was super hospitable. That the action was fire, bro. You know, it was a great
Yeah.
time. You know, communal as well. It was cool to meet everyone.
Yep. And I want to thank you thank you to all of my sponsors. BioPro Technology, I can't wait to see how it feels with the 90
we're
days.
watching you.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I'm curious to
document
see the
whole
results.
thing.
It would be
Yeah, and then thank you to Neobiosis. So that stem cells is a proven fact
bro.
right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Human walking
Yeah.
Working,
advertising right here. So shout
Yeah,
out to
those-
them. Check them out. If you guys ever need some stem cell works or like regenerative medicines or anything, and be connected with the right doctors, contact
thank you to
Dr.
them.
Ian White. Also, thank you to CBD Essentials for providing me with the right products and helping me out with my fight
Tasties.
camps.
Yeah, I had those last
Those-
night.
those
They
were
were
nice.
awesome.
Yeah.
And then I was saying, thank you to the BioCell,
Yeah.
for them bringing you into town.
Yeah.
Stoked to see you.
Yeah, and that was
Glad we got
awesome,
to do
man.
this.
Without that, they flew me out here to, come out,
Solid.
hang out, do a
Great.
podcast with you guys, and then go up there for their grand opening. And congrats for
Yeah,
their
thank
grand
you, guys.
opening this Saturday, guys, with their new lab and Neobiosis lab. in
Yeah, that's
science.
incredible.
So,
The science and then the work that
Yep.
your recoveries, and it's
it's
impressive.
man. I'm very blessed to meet them and have them in my life. And then also thank you to Lululemon for sponsoring me. And
You
being
baller.
another-
Yeah, I
Lululemon,
love it.
Great.
I love it.
Vincent
These
wants
guys-
to talk to somebody.
I got you,
Yes.
brother. This is the
These guys take
vibe.
care of me, man. They
You
keep
look
me and my
sharp.
team fresh
Always,
all the
Uh-huh.
time. So it's like, man, this stuff is expensive, man. So,
No, yeah.
man, I don't know if
Good.
I could afford it.
Nah,
you know?
nah, and then I always fit it out too.
Yeah,
I
the
was
presentation
yeah,
is
it's like
the
jelly,
impressive.
bro.
Yeah, but they
Uh-huh.
always make me and my teammate look good.
You
so
guys
I
know,
take
you
Quality
see
gear,
Samson,
bro.
he looks fly, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, they make me look good. Thank you to Lulu. Thank you to all of them at Fashion Place Mall in Utah. Also, I want to thank you to all my teammates back at home, Sierra MMA and Phoenix Pie, Hector and Lauren, Pedro Sierra. I want to thank them for always keeping me all prepped up with my fight camps and all that too.
Yeah, champion. Congratulations
Yeah.
on your win.
Congrats.
You.
bro.
And then Be Kind, Be Fierce. And Cody and a few other guys are helping out with the kids. Anti-bullying. So we're bringing anti-bullying and jiu-jitsu to all the schools back at home,
Great.
and hope to bring
Yeah.
it around the world. So
Yeah,
Make
what
them
an
real
awesome
feel
cause.
safe.
yeah.
Awesome
cause.
So we're gonna it's called Be Kind, Be Fierce, Anti-bullying.
Everybody
So,
just be cool to
yeah,
each other.
Yeah.
we're gonna introduce jiu-jitsu to all the schools back at
Awesome.
home.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's a
I
great
always wish
concept.
they
All the
had
school
that when I was little,
districts.
bro.
Yeah.
Well,
It's like
so it doesn't. We're not talking about learning it to go and attack somebody. It's about learning it to be confident
Yeah.
enough that you know that
Definitely
you're
gave me
above
that,
and
like,
beyond.
yeah.
That situation, and that you can
Yeah.
really just actually turn the cheek
Yeah.
and walk away.
Yeah, and we actually, and so it's actually to help.
Because
also-
if not, the other guy's gonna get fucking hurt.
yeah, but yeah, the
It-
Be Fierce, Be Kind
Yes.
it's actually a program to help sponsor kids
Yeah.
who are in the anti-bullying
No,
program.
that's it's great.
So they had their first two sponsors with the kids. They sponsored them for a whole year of memberships and gear.
awesome.
That's great.
So
And then,
yeah, they're
as you
now
were-
training them.
As you were saying last night that you're training them, you're showing kids heel hooks and
Yeah.
cradles.
So
And
good.
Yeah, they get it all. So
Uh-huh.
start them young.
yes, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
then
No, very cool. It's a good cause, man.
Yeah.
Like I say, it empowers the children with more confidence than the ability to hurt someone. I think it's good.
Yep.
I say that
Yeah.
once you're knowledgeable in a martial art, it really should teach you not so much the ability to kick high or choke someone, but the ability to understand that you're above that situation.
Yes.
Best thing to do is just walk away.
Yep.
But yeah,
So yeah.
I'm not big on bullies.
So yeah, let's be kind, guys, to everybody out there at the schools, anti-bullying, and let's be kind, be fierce. Thank you all for joining us.
Yeah, thank you,
thank you,
Samson.
bro.
That was awesome,
Yeah,
bro.
It was awesome
Very
time,
cool.
guys.
Yes.
And join us next time.
Awesome, everybody. Be cool. It sounds cool in the headphones.